What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Tyler _TCT. Welcome back to round 3 of Locals, and today we have a very special match for you guys. We have Dan on the left returning with his Dogmatica Labrynth strategy, and Trevor on the right, who's playing something that you normally wouldn't see at your Locals. He's playing Spright for hire. Trevor's a man that doesn't like to play meta decks, doesn't like to play like the best deck or whatever. Trevor likes to make his own little concoctions of decks to try and fight the meta, which is why he does so well at these Locals. He's probably one of the better players at Locals, and he's playing Spright for hire, so I can imagine a lot of people know what his cards do. I barely know what these cards do, to be honest with you guys. I haven't really read a lot of the for hire cards, but I have them pulled up next to me to be able to read them. And it looks like Dan has won the die roll, and he's going to opt to go first. So without further ado, guys, we're going to hop right on into game number 1. I really hope you guys are enjoying the new way we do Locals videos. Please let me know for any improvements down in the comments section down below. So without further ado, we're going to hop right in. Looks like Dan has drawn 4 purple cards and a spell card. Looks like possibly a Nadir Servant to, yep, it is going to be Nadir Servant. And looks like Trevor is going to respond with Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I'm surprised that Trevor is playing hand traps this format. Hand traps don't really seem all that popular right now, because hand traps don't really stop a lot, but it could stop these rogue strategies that you will see. I see a Spright blue in Trevor's hand. Looks like he drew a copy of Rookie for Hire. I had to look up every single one of these cards to know what they do, and I'm definitely going to have to continue. We're going to see Trevor start with Kashatir Fenrir. This card is fantastic. It's probably one of the best cards out of Darkwing Blast, just being able to search another copy of itself and have the banish face down effect when either attacking or when your opponent activates a monster effect, and that activates actually on a separate chain, or it doesn't. This card has propped so many issues up in many locals, even regional levels actually. When we went to the Catskill regional a couple weeks ago, the amount of times people had questions about Fenrir, it was insane, guys. It was actually crazy. So it looks like we're going to see Trevor activate Reinforcement of the Army here, being able to add a warrior from his deck to his hand, and luckily, Beat Bladesman for Hire is a warrior monster, and he says during your main phase, you special summon a monster for Hire from your hand except Beat. So we're going to probably see Trevor opt to activate that effect here. Dan, I'm just going to read over the for hire cards, because honestly, these cards have came out I think 2 to 3 years ago, and they honestly just haven't had their time to shine yet in the meta. And we're going to see Dan activate Dogmatica Punishment. Imagine he's going for the Fenrir here to just get it off the board, so he doesn't have to deal with it anymore. Deal with that banish face down effect, or we're just going to see Trevor read over Dogmatica Punishment, see if it has to send for cost. And it looks like he's going to activate Rookie for Hire, tributing off the Kashatir Fenrir, try and special summon a monster for Hire from his deck with a level that is lower or higher. And that is going to be met by summon limits, so unfortunately, it will not be able to resolve. But I do believe this card lets you also add the monster from your deck to your hand if you cannot summon. Yep, there it is. The Raphael is going to be a special summon, I believe. Actually, no. Nope, it looks like Dan has caught that you cannot activate since a player cannot summon more than twice, and Trevor's already summoned twice this turn. So we're just going to see what Trevor opts to do here. Looks like he's just going to move to battle phase and attempt to swing into the Beat with Beat for a whole 1,200 points damage. Dan's going to take 12. Bringing down to 68, not really that big of an issue. And Dan top decks into Pot of Duality, such an amazing top deck right there. And we've seen Nadir Servant, Labrynth, and Welcome Labrynth. So it looks like he's probably going to opt to take that copy of Nadir Servant just to get his Dogmatica engine started, so that way he could just continue to deal with Trevor's board, possibly summon an Ecclesia, use the effect of Ecclesia to search out a Dogmatica Punishment, because that card seemed to work so well against Trevor the last time. And it looks like we're going to see Dan send Garura, which is an amazing Nadir Servant target. So Dan will be able to grab himself a Dogmatica Ecclesia, as well as draw 1 card off of Garura. This Garura is just one of the best Superpoly cards ever. It helps beat Flaunderies. It can help stop opponents to your element strategy, so we're just going to draw a card here. Looks like we drew into a Pot of Prosperity. That is just such a big hit for Dan here. All right, we're going to see Dan normal summon the Ecclesia and attempt to activate the effect of search. Probably searching out Dogmatica Punishment, if I had to guess. Since we sent, we could have also sent the Titanic Clad to get a searcher special during the end phase, but he probably just wanted the fresh card. So yep, there it is, the Dogmatica Punishment being searched off of Ecclesia here. And if I had to guess what Dan's next play is, probably activate the Pot of Prosperity just to dig a couple cards deeper into his deck. We're going to see him set a card face down, probably the Dogmatic Punishment, and then attempt just to swing over the Beat for little less than 300 points of damage. Not a lot of damage coming off right away. We're just going to see Dan pass the turn there. I see Trevor draw Spright Jet, and I do believe we saw Spright Blue in his hand, so he will be able to start going off on some Spright plays if he chooses to do so, possibly make like a Gigantic. And because I do believe, yes, Fur Hires do have... Ooh, yeah, nope. We're just going to see Trevor special summon out that second copy of Fenrir. Just such an amazing card. If he chooses to proc, I don't know, something like the Dogmatic Punishment here to pop in, just get rid of it, and then but he'll be able to chain unless he can pop it. But Trevor still does have to deal with that summon limit. The summon limit can be taken care of by like something like a Spright. Oh no, we're just gonna go to the battle phase and swing over the Fenrir, unless is that Ice Dragon's Prison? It is Ice Dragon's Prison being chained here to be able to steal the Fenrir from Trevor's graveyard and then banish both copies of Fenrir, and which is fantastic. Oh man, Trevor's just not looking good, man. He's just that's what happens when you go second against a trap deck. You are fighting the good fight here, as my buddy Brad would say. All right, we're going to just see Trevor pass turn here. We see, what is that, a copy of Infinite Impermanence, probably? Looks like Dan's just going back in for another 1,500 points of damage, so Trevor's not looking... Trevor needs something. I can really tell how the summon limit is just kind of wrecking Trevor's day over here. Not being able to summon multiple monsters per turn, which is something that the For Hire deck really just thrives on. So yeah, we're going to see Pot of Prosperity here, banishing the 6 cards from the extra deck, and then we're going to see the top 6 and see what we hit here. We hit Metaverse, the Big Labrynth Lady, Solemn Judgment, Dogmatica Punishment, Solemn Judgment, and Ariana. Man, Dan's Pot of Prosperity hits just keep getting better and better, guys. I would hate to be in Trevor's position right now. We see Ariana be summoned here, or that's Ariana. I'm still not too sure about which monsters these are. We see whichever Labyrinth monster this is here. Search out a copy of Welcome Labrynth to special summon probably the Silver Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle. And we're just going to set 2 more cards face down and pass. We're just going to see 5 back reverses of the world. Let's see if Trevor will have anything to deal with it. We see normal summon of Spright Blue. Unfortunately, not the best card you want to see normal summon from the for higher Spright deck. I almost said Trevor Spright. I just love the Trevor Spright variant. It's just a very fun way to play the deck. And we're going to see Dan possibly opt to activate one of his cards here. Looks like it's going to be the... Yep, we go for the Dogmatic Punishment here just to be able to get it off the field. Chaining the Welcome Labrynth here to special summon a Lady Labrynth the Silver Castle. And Trevor has seen enough, so that is going to be game number 1 in the books here. So now we come into an interesting... I see Trevor opting to put in a couple copies of Harpy Feather Duster, probably just a whole bunch of board breakers. We see DD Crow in the side deck, it looks like. Not really going to help him here. But yeah, no. Definitely let me know if you guys want to see this Spright for higher deck profile. Trevor said he was really enjoying the build. He played... he went X2 at Locals that night. I don't know what his first loss was to. It could have been this match right here. And I do believe he also lost to Flonderies in the final, which, if you know Flunder, guys, Flunder is a very good deck, very annoying deck to think so. Is that copies of... I see Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion possibly going into Trevor's deck? Or he's taking them out. I see Lightning Storms, Waking... Was that a copy of Waking the Dragon? Interesting. Very interesting. And honestly, on Dan's side, I really don't know what you want to side in here. Your deck's pretty much good, already good enough going into Game 2, but probably copies obviously evenly matched. Just the simple cards like Board Clearers. And honestly, I don't know. I can definitely tell on Dan's side he wasn't expecting to play against this kind of deck today. Like I said, guys, Trevor doesn't like playing meta a lot, but I don't know. Also, let me know what you guys are playing for this format. We are now in a Shizu tier all-limit format, so let me know if you guys are enjoying the format or you think we need some kind of like emergency ban list before the next big event, which is YCS in Europe. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the name of the area they are having the YCS at because I don't speak German or European or whatever language it is. I'm not very good at that. But yeah, we have another YCS coming up this weekend, and then we don't have another one until YCS San Jose at the end of the month. So let me know what you guys think of the format if we were going to get some kind of emergency ban list, because honestly, we haven't gotten an emergency ban list. I believe the last one we got was around the Pepe era, I want to say. But yeah, no, if you... I don't know, guys. This format's definitely interesting. I remember watching the finals of YCS Pasadena with Hani versus, I believe it was Jesse Cotton, and that match was just so well played out, guys. It was so well played. Just a lot of back and forth, and that's what I like about you. Just constant back and forth with 2 combo decks go at each other. It looks like the duels are shuffled up here, and we're going to hop right into game number 2. I'm imagining that Trevor's going to opt to go possibly second, unless he's playing all these back removal cards to throw Dan off his game, maybe to go have Dan go first. That way Trevor gets break the board and easily just OTK his opponent. But we will have to see. I see Fossil Dig in Trevor's deck. I don't know if any of these Fur Hires or Dinosaur. Oh, no, the new one is. Yes, Rex. Rex is a new card. Oh, we start with Fenrir yet again. Yeah, Rex is a level 2 monster that's able to be searched off Fossil Dig, which is very, very good. I actually lent out Trevor the Spright cards, and yeah, I gave him the three blues and then the 3 stars. That's all he needed. So we're going to normal summon Rex for hire here. I have to pull up this one because I genuinely don't know what this one does as well. Rex says this card is normal special, and you can add 1 spell trap for hire from your deck to your hand, and that is going to search out Mayhem for hire. Probably one of the best for hire cards in the deck. This one lets you just summon a for hire, target 1 for hire monster to graveyard special summon it. That's very good here. And we're going to see Trevor activate the rookie for hire to add to special summon Beat for hire from the deck. And then we're going to activate Fossil Dig here to search out another copy of Rex. And then I imagine we're just going to opt to possibly activate... no, actually, we're just going to use the Beat to summon out. And then are we going to proc the second effect of Beat? Don't know if this card has a second effect. And you can add a for hire from your deck to your hand when a monster for hire is special summoned. I'm sorry, guys. These names are just very hard to keep up with, especially when you don't know these cards that well. I told Trevor this is going to be a very hard time editing this video and trying to learn all these card names, but yeah. So what's happening here is he summoned the Beat off the quick play spell, then Beat allowed him to summon the Rex, and now the Beat is allowed to search a monster for hire because a monster for hire was special summoned. And the great thing about Rex is it's a level 2, so it can synergize with the Spright cards, like if he has a blue in his hand, or maybe like a Jet, or possibly a starter, he can make something. And they did get a new Link 2 out in Power of the, it wasn't Power of the Elements, it was Darkwing Blast, I believe, where the new card came out in. But we could take all 3 of these monsters and put them into full go, Justice for hire. Luckily, I'm surprised I knew that one. So this monster says this card is link summoned. You can special summon 1 monster for hire from your deck in defense position, but with a different type of materials used for its link summon. So we're going to see Trevor summon the level 1 for hire, and that is Philo Messenger for hire from the deck. And just seeing if this other card has any other relevant effects. I believe this card lets you draw a card. Yes, you can draw a card. This deck just lets you draw the same amount of cards. We're going to see him summon the Raphael, I believe. I'm very sorry, guys. This deck, there's just a lot going on. We're going to summon back the Rex here. I'm imagining off the Raphael effects, right? I'm assuming, or it could be the Link monster. Please let me know if you guys know what these cards do. I sure don't. All right, we're going to excavate 3 cards here. It looks like we're going to be able to add 1 of them. Yep, that's what Raphael does. Let you summon, reveal the top cards and then add up to the number of monsters for hire you control. And then we see the special summon for blue seems to add the blue off of the Raphael, or the Rolgo, or whatever its name is. We're going to see the 2 Sprites, and the Spright blue and the Rex XC summon here for Gigantic Spright. So now Trevor's going to be locked into Link, level, and rank 2 for the rest of his turn. At least I know what Spright cards do, guys. I may not know what for hire cards do, but I do know what Spright cards do. And looks like we're going to special summon the other level 2 for hire monster here, Recon Scout for hire. Let's see if this Recon has any special effects or anything, like anything crazy that I could think of. And we're just going to see the level 1 and the Gigantic Spright linked offer here, possibly going for an IP Masquerena. or some other good link rank 2. It could be, yep, and there it is, Spright Elf, actually. Not really where you want to summon it because you want to have it in the extra monster zone to be able to protect monsters that it point to, and then we're going to see the Jet being added, being able to add the Spright starter from deck to hand. And it looks like all these for hire monsters say you can special summon one monster for hire from your hand, except the monster that's currently on the field. But yeah, we're going to see the Rex be brought back due to the effect of the Spright Elf, I'd imagine. And then we're just going to go into a copy of IP Masquerena here, and it looks like this is going to be it for Trevor. And we're just going to follow it up with a set 3 and pass. So, in reality, we have the Link 3 here that I believe that this card lets you draw cards here. We have the Spright Elf to Reborn something, possibly the Blue or the Jet for the follow-up, and we have an IP Masquerena and a Raphael. I just have to look up this card one more time, guys. I'm very sorry about this. It's just a lot of cards with a lot of different effects here. Let's see. Raphael, yep, here it is. You can add one of them for your deck to your hand, shuffle them in. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can discard one card for hire and negate the activation. So we do have one negation on the board plus the back row. Trevor could possibly activate the Spright starter in hand to special summon him like a Spright Red or maybe a Spright Carrot if he so chooses to. Looks like he might be thinking to do that in the draw phase or standby phase. That looks like an Endear Servant coming down from Dan's side. Sending the Elder Entity Entis here to to search out a copy of Dogmatic Ecclesia, and then we're going to be able to activate the effect of the Elder Entity Entis here to pop one card on the field. I would imagine Trevor will be going for, Dan will be going for to pop the IP Masquerena, and it looks like Trevor also has Spright Smashers set, so he must have, if he opens Smashers, then he's in a very good position here. So here comes Dogmatic Ecclesia, now we're going to trigger the Elder Entity Entis here. I would, if it were me, I would probably go after the IP Masquerena, so that way, or no, we're just going to go for a blank, we're just going to try and get a blank back row out of this. Looks like Trevor might be thinking to chain it. I think it's the Spright starter he had previously searched off the Jet. Yep, it is the Spright starter here. Let's see what we're going to be special summoning from the deck. Looks like we're going to be special summoning, a copy of Spright Blue, and we see that Trevor did opt to side an evenly match in this, even though he was going first. Very interesting choice decision. So we're going to see Blue activate a copy of Carrot. So now Trevor's got a very good grip on this game, guys. He's got a full board. No, it actually looks like we're going to change the search from Blue, from Carrot to Jet, probably to get more follow-ups. To possibly have, like, the last copy of Spright starter from deck to hand. I believe he's only used one copy of starter. I could be wrong, though. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Oh, and we see Dan go to the end of the battle phase to proc a copy of Evenly Matched. That is not going to bode well for Trevor. His entire field is about to get wiped. Let's see what he decides to keep. He gets rid of the Blue, gets rid of the IP Masquerena, the Full Go, the other level 2 monster, and he's decided, and then there goes the Raphael. And then he gets rid of his other 2 back rows. So he just decided to keep the Spright Elf, which honestly is a smart decision, I believe, on Trevor's part, because he'll be able to bring back a level 2 monster here, and then we're going to normal summon Ariana. We're going to normal summon one of the level 4s, and we're going to attempt to search out a card here. So we're going to add Welcome Labrynth from deck to hand. So Trevor's did set up a very impressive board, but we see just one copy of Evenly Matched being able to completely wipe the board. And now the tide swings, and Dan is back in the driver's seat. We're going to special summon the Dogmatica Ecclesia here, because Trevor does control a monster special summon from the extra deck, and it looks like we're going to go for the copy of Fleur-de-Lis, probably wanting to get more damage and being able to negate. Oh, I see why he does this now. So now he can go, when Trevor attempts to activate the Spright Elf effect, he'll be able to just negate it with the Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis, and like I said, guys, Dan is back in the driver's seat, setting 3 cards and just passing the turn here. Being able with the field spell up, now 2 monsters, and we also know he has the Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis in his hand for the end phase, and now we're going to activate the Fleur-de-Lis during the end of main phase to negate the activation of the Spright Elf. So it looks like, I don't know what's really going to, and looks like the Rex is going to get Banish. Is that a possibility? It's one of its effects that I can do? Not really sure, guys, like I said. Looks like we're just deciding on what to do here. I'm trying my best to keep up. Don't really know what's going on right now. So it looks like, oh no, we were able to special summon another copy of Rex for some reason. Possibly, that could be Rex's effect. It could be able to banish itself, special summon a monster for hire from the graveyard. Let me just pull this card up. If you control a monster for hire, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target one for hire in your graveyard. Either add to your hand, special summon it. So unfortunately, Trevor technically isn't able to do that because he does not control a monster for hire. He only controlled the Spright Elf, and then the Rex is going to come out and be able to search a copy of the spell. I definitely should let him know, right? I gotta read this one more time. If you control a monster for hire, yeah, no, he didn't control a monster for hire. He only controlled the Spright Elf, so unfortunately that was a misplay on Trevor's part. Unless it was summoned off of the... No, because he wouldn't have been able to summon off the Spright Elf because he can't because he went to banish the Rex from the graveyard. And we're just going to see Dan activate, still probably in the end phase now, we're going to see him activate a copy of the Welcome Labrynth to be able to special summon a Fiend-type monster from his deck. I would imagine he's going for Lady Labrynth of the Silver Castle, the secret... no, he's going for the other one, the lovely Lady Labrynth, I believe her name is. I'm just not good with these cards' names, guys. I'm sorry. And Dan's got a pretty good grip now on his board, being able to set yet another set of cards from the graveyard this turn. And it looks like we are now moving towards Trevor's turn, and we're going to see what happens now. And for oh yes, and the Spright Elf was popped due to the effect of the field spell, I believe. Or was it? Or no, Trevor just passed his turn. He couldn't do anything, unfortunately. Or he's drawing a card. Oh no, I believe he's drawing a card off the Ariana. We're just going to see Trevor set 4. Oh no, he's not setting 4 actually. I believe one card is going to be ripped from his hand. Oh yes. It's because of the Lady Labrynth effect. It's going to rip a card from Trevor's hand. It looks like he hit the Spright Jet. Definitely not something he wanted to see there. That was his other level 2 access, but I see a Beat Bladesman for hire in his hand. And I am trying my best to keep up with these effects, you guys. I am trying my best. But yeah, so I believe he was able to draw a card off the Ariana or the Ariane that was on the field, and we're going to see a normal summon of Beat Bladesman for hire. And the Lady Labrynth says when a set card is activated, he's able to rip a card from Trevor's hand. My man Todd would definitely be able to know these Labrynth effects a lot better. We're going to see Beat Summon for turn. We're going to possibly see Trevor opt to activate the effect, and he is going to activate the effect here. And it looks like he has, it does have the second copy of the Fenrir in his hand, so he could have technically dropped the Fenrir, I believe, or not. Let's see, we could possibly go for a copy of Spright Elf here to just be able to get another level 2 back from Graveyard. It looks like Trevor's looking to make a Sprint, one of the new Great Spright card, mainly used into your Element deck, unless you're playing the Spright Variant where it plays Nimble Angler. And it looks like we're going to activate the For Hire Search or Summon card, just tributing the Rex. Now he'll be able to get a level 3 out of the deck. Let's see what we're going to go for here. We're just going to read over the effect real quick just to make sure that Trevor can activate it. I'm just wondering what other level 3, unless he's playing Helmsman for Hire. And like I said, I'm just very bad with these names, guys. We're just going to activate the effect of the Archfiend Trap to send a monster from the field to the graveyard here, and then we're going to special summon, yep, there it is, copy of Beat Bladesman for Hire. And we're just going to see if Trevor can opt to make some form of board here. It looks like he's also going to search another card, it looks like, off of the Beat Bladesman for Hire. But yeah, no, this deck that Trevor's playing does seem very fun. It seems very combo heavy. I know that if you don't have the proper interactions with the For Hire deck, it kind of just pops off and just does go a little crazy, guys. So definitely don't underestimate this deck, because Trevor is piling to the best of his ability, playing against just 4 back row and nothing else in the works right now. Don't really know what else Trevor is planning right now. Let's see. Looks like he's going to search something. Don't know what's going on. No, he's going to summon I believe that is the Helmsman for Hire, instead of summoning the Beat. And I just gotta look at what this card does now, because I don't know what this card does either. During your main phase, it has the same special summon for Hire monster. If a monster for Hire is special summoned to your field while you control this monster, you can discard 1 card and draw 1 card. And it looks like we're going to activate Rex here to banish the special summon monster for Hire from the graveyard now. And it looks like we're going to attempt to target the Beat, unless Dan's got something. It looks like, ooh, a copy of Compulsory Evacuation Device. That is rough. And now here comes the Beat again, and now we're going to possibly be able to proc the Beat effect to summon from hand. Dan tries his best to interrupt him, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And then it looks like the Beat is going to be able to opt to search a monster here from the deck. And it looks like we're going to, oh gosh, that looks like Wiz? I hope I pronounced that correctly, guys. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, Wiz Sage for Hire. So if this card special summon, Trevor gains 500 life points and for each for Hire monster he controls with different names. So he just actually gained 1,500 life points, and then this is a spell in the trap negate. Just like Raphael being a monster negate, this one's the spell and trap negate. So it looks like Trevor is going to read a couple of Dan's cards here to figure out what his next best course of action can be. Possibly make the new Link monster that came out, Donner Dagger for Hire. And it looks like we're just going to get rid of the Lady Labrynth, possibly via battle phase, or if another For Hire monster says it can pop something on the field. Like I said, I'm not too sure. You guys know these cards better than I do if you are a For Hire player. And there it is, the new Link monster, and this Link monster is actually very good. So this monster says you can target 1 For Hire monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy them. You contribute 1 monster special, 1 monster for Hire from your hand or graveyard with a different original name than the attributed monster. Then if you attribute a Link monster activate this effect, you can special summon 1 more such monster. So that's definitely an interesting line of text there. So he'll be able to attribute a monster here for Hire, special summon a different one, and then if you attribute a Link monster, you will be able to special summon 1 more, but unfortunately Trevor has no other Link monsters on the field currently. And yeah, it looks like Dan's just going to have to be able to deal with the rest of Trevor's board now, and I believe that's a copy of Fenrir he has in his hand. Looks like we're just going to be thinking here a little more, guys. I can tell that Trevor's just trying to figure out the best way to get advantage at this point. I think we've pretty much used every good For Hire name that we have access to right now. What could we possibly be trying to go for? He definitely can't make Access Code Talker. I see Trevor thinking about making Access Code Talker, or glossing over Access Code Talker in his extra deck. Probably just thinking about going to battle phase. This monster does have 1,600, so unfortunately it isn't able to beat over the Dogmatica Ecclesia due to the Fleur de Lis effect. Possibly going for an Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. That'd be a very interesting effect. So there we go. We're going to tribute to the dagger here. It has to tribute. So you can target 1 monster for Hire you control, and 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy them. Yep, since tribute a Link monster, we are going to be able to special summon 2 back from the graveyard, and then Philo is going to trigger to special summon another 1 from the graveyard. So now, if we want, we could technically make an Access Code Talker here, guys. The question is, are we going to? We could possibly make a Nightmare Unicorn here to shuffle back 1 of Dan's cards, and then go into the Access Code Talker to just be able to pop a couple cards. He does have a Fire and an Earth down, so he will be able to get a 3 pops off an Access Code Talker if he so chooses to. And it looks like we're going to go for a copy of Link Karibo here. And we're probably just starting to do our Link climbing to possibly make something. Let's see what Trevor wants to do here. But if you guys want to see this deck profile, please definitely let me know in the comments section down below. I can possibly just ask Trevor to give it to me. We'll see. So it looks like Trevor is thinking definitely probably just figuring out the best course of action here, because I feel like he's trying to think if he doesn't have a game on board, then he really isn't going to attempt to extend that heavy, because Dan will be able just to have the Fleur de Lis on board to gain 500 extra attack points, and this is what you kind of have to expect, guys. Just the hard think in Yu-Gi-Oh. That card in hand definitely is the Fenrir. So we're going to see Trevor now figure out what life points are to see if Trevor has the opportunity to OTK. And if not, probably just move on to the next game. Or because Trevor is down a game, so he definitely doesn't just want to end up scooping. All right, we're going to perform a Link 4, just probably hard making the Access Code Talker being going to be able to target the Link Karibo to gain only 1 counter, unfortunately. And now we're just going to start activating the effective Access Code Talker here to pop a card. Yeah, we're going to show the Ariana, and then we're going to proc Axis Kotalker yet again to pop another card. We're going to pop the Field Spell this time. We're going to proc Axis Kotalker one more time to pop the Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis. If we do have one more pop, Trevor is in an amazing position, because unfortunately Ecclesia cannot be destroyed by battle from a monster special from the extra deck. But I do believe that the Knight can, so we're going to actually opt to pop the Ecclesia instead, and we're then just going to attack in with the Axis Kotalker, dealing about 300 points of damage to Dan here. So Trevor was able to clean up the board rather well, but it did cost him a lot of resources. I don't know if he'll be able to come back from this, and it looks like Dan draws return. It looks like that is a copy of another Pot of Duality, possibly, or that looks like Change of Heart, or it could be a copy of Nadir Servant. We're just going to see Dan go through his extra quickly, and then go through his side deck to make sure he didn't side out a copy of something. And I don't know what that spell card is he drew. This is definitely interesting. Oh, it could be Nadir Servant, because it looks like he's reading over Titanic Cloud the Ash Dragon here. I do believe Dan is out of Dogmatica targets now to special summon, unless he plays the one rogue copy of Fallen of Albaz, which I would think would be very, very funny, guys. It looks like, oh no, he's looking at his extra deck because of the Dogmatica Punishment, being able to send something from the extra deck. What is that? That is Ultimate Slayer being activated here. Oh man, Ultimate Slayer is such an amazing card. The opponent cannot respond to it. It looks like we send a copy. What do we send here? We send a Link monster. Oh, it looks like that is Evil Twin Trouble Sunny, and we drew Spright Red for turn, so that is not looking good for Dan, guys. We just have the Dogmatica Punishment sets and really nothing else to work off of. It looks like Trevor's going to pass his turn there, and it looks like we drew a monster. And then we're just going to see Dan pass, and then we're going to see Trevor open up Fossil Dig. Fantastic brick for Trevor. Being able to add Rex, his third copy of Rex, and then we do have the Spright Red in our hand, so we will be able to start doing Spright plays if we so choose. Oh man, this is a rough match, you guys. This is a rough match. There's the Kashtira Fenrir, someone here, and this actually does play into Dan's Dogmatica Punishment here, because he can activate Dogmatica Punishment, targeting the Rex 4 higher, being able to send a copy of Eldrazi Entis if he plays the second copy of it, and then pop the Kashtira Fenrir. And it looks like we're going to add the Quick Play spell here to be able to add another monster from deck to hand, if Dan does choose to activate the Dogmatic Punishment, yes. And here comes Spright Red, being able to negate a monster effect by attributing another level, link, or rank 2 monster. Dan's just trying to figure out the best course of action. We're going to see Trevor link for 1 here into a copy of possibly, Salamangreat Almirage, being able to protect any monster from destruction by card effect. And I'm just going to read over the card again. Yep, so there we go, attributing the red for the... What card is that again? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying my best today. The Rookie for hire, yes. Be able to special summon the Beats, Bladesman for hire, and... Trevor probably made the Almirage to protect himself from Dogmatic Punishment, because Almirage has to attribute itself to save something from destruction, and it looks like we are just doing that. And it looks like we are just going to see Trevor activate Rex effect to special summon from graveyard, make the full go, get the that's the Philo, it looks like. And then we're going to add another for hire monster. I think that's the Helmer, one of the two. And it looks like Philo's going to activate the effect to target the Wiz for hire. And it looks like Dan is not liking the position he's currently in, and it looks like this does seem like enough damage for game on board. Unfortunately, Trevor doesn't have access to anything like Axis Kotalker anymore, because he did banish unless he's playing a second one, but I highly doubt that. Axis Kotalker is just one of those nice one-up cards you need. So it looks like we're just going to move to battle phase here, or attempt to activate the... Oh, and Trevor does gain a bunch of life points here. And then it looks like we're just going to attack with all of our monsters here. This should be more than enough for game, unless Dan needs the calculations to make sure that it is game, because I don't believe Dan won game 1 now that I'm thinking about the match is almost over. Trevor could have possibly won this match 2-0, unless we're going to see another Link summon here, looks like. We're going to check the effect of Evil Twin Trouble Sunny, and we're going to link off here for a Link 2 monster. It looks like we're attempting to make an Appaloosa. I'm just going to have to review this one more time, guys. I don't believe Trevor won game 1. I believe that Dan scooped to Trevor. And it looks like we're going to make a copy of Spright here to send a level 2 monster from our deck to the graveyard. Or we're just going to think on a Link summon here. Looks like Trevor doesn't want a Link summon, actually. I think he's just thinking about passing his turn. Oh, no, we are just going to go to battle phase here and just swing with everything. Is that enough for game? I don't believe it is. There it is, the 27, I believe, because these monsters, surprisingly, are very, very big. Very big. You know, the beat is 1,200. We know that Wiz is 1,600, it looks like? Yeah, 1,600, so that's 2,800, 56, and it looks like Dan's turn now. We're going to enter main phase here. It looks like, oh, I see another copy of Evenly Matched drawn by Dan. Oh, this doesn't look good, guys. I mean, if Dan is able to proc that copy of Dogmatic Punishment here, he will be able to bait the Almirage here and then just evenly match Trevor for his entire board. It looks like we're going to activate the effect of Trouble Sunny here to bounce a card. And it looks like Trevor is thinking here, and he's going to send the... Ooh, he sent it. He drew the Live Twin, or the Evil Twin, or whichever card that may be. So we're going to activate Dogmatic Punishment here, sending a copy of, probably I would imagine, Eldrazi Entis, or possibly a Garura, even, to get a card, to draw something here. And it looks like we are going to be sending... I would think it's Garura here. I think he went through one of his copies of Eldrazi Entis already. I do believe that Dan plays multiple copies of it, so we're going to chain the Almirage here to protect him. We are going to send the Garura here to draw another card from our deck to our hand, and then, unfortunately, Trevor did play right into the evenly match, and it looks like that was a copy of Nadir Servant drawn by Dan. Oh, such incredible draws here, guys. Such incredible draws. We're just going to go to the battle phase, end the battle phase, and we're just going to go right in for the evenly matched here. Man, getting evenly matched twice in the same game, guys. Oof. Dan definitely did see these side deck cards that he needed. So I don't believe he main decks it, so... I'm just going to see Dan review his graveyard real quick to make sure what he has. And then it looks like he's being able to reset the Welcome Lab because a trap card was activated the turn. And then we're going to see, yep, that is it. There it is, guys. Another copy of Nadir Servant Trevor on no cards with just one monster. Now he's going to be able to send the Alter Entity Entis from the graveyard. Yep, there it is. Be able to add the Ecclesia, pop the last monster on Trevor's field, and Dan is just back in the darkness, being able to control this match now. We're going to see, there it is, the Dogmatica Ecclesia come out. And normal summon the Ecclesia to be able to search a copy, I would imagine, of, yep, Dogmatic Punishment. Trevor does not seem happy that Dan just happened to top deck the best card that he needed. And it's just an unfortunate thing. So we're just going to see Trevor set pass. And then Trevor has drawn a copy of Evenly Match now. We're just going to get Evenly into Even Lead. Oof, Dan, do not play into the Evenly. You don't like this. And there it is, the Lady Labrynth of the Silver Castle. Just special summon herself in attack mode. I would imagine that's the monster that Dan wants to keep on the board. If he chooses to get Evenly Match now. This match could have definitely come back in Trevor's favor now, drawing a card off the Lady Labrynth. And actually, Trevor just passes into Dan's Pod Duality for Ice Dragon's Prison, Deer Servant, and Summon Limited. We're going to take that copy of Ice Dragon's Prison here. And I do believe that this game is almost over now, guys, unfortunately, unless Trevor does have a way to bridge the gap. Unless Dan needs a way to bridge the gap in life points here, because I do believe that Trevor isn't dead, possibly, or he could, because he did have that very, very big board before Dogmatic Ecclesia plus 2 monsters, and then he just goes attacks and passes. And it looks like we are going to... We drew another copy of Fossil Dig, a dead draw in this scenario. Trevor's just... Because all of his Rexes are out of the deck, and we see Evenly Match drop down here, and Dan is just seen... He knows the cards he wants to keep. He wants to keep the Lady Labrynth, and we're going to trigger the Lady Labrynth here to search a card from our deck. Oh, no, this one sets a card from the deck, I believe. That means Dan can just grab any trap card that he needs in this current moment. I don't know which one he's really going to go for. Possibly a copy of, like, the Archfiend trap that sends a monster from deck to the graveyard. It could be... no, but he chooses to grab Welcome Labrynth, it looks like. Yep, there it is, copy of Welcome Labrynth. And I'm pretty sure now Trevor just has the dead Fossil Dig now, and Dan's just going to draw for turn now, and possibly just end up closing this game out by just going to battle phase and declaring his last attack that he needs. I'm very sorry for this very bad commentary, guys. This match was definitely all over the place. I definitely wasn't prepared to record this match, and then we're going to see the Welcome Labrynth proc off from here in the battle phase to grab the last monster we need and declare an attack for game. And looks like that is going to be it, guys. I do believe Trevor is about to admit defeat, and yep, there it is, guys. We're going to see Dan win it 2-0, I believe, against Trevor. Definitely a very fun deck and a very fun match. I apologize once again for my lack of commentary for this match, guys, but thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.